These are my daughter's gerbils. I live in the States. They're not really a popular pet. They're not domesticated as hamsters. They're not as cuddly and slow as hamsters. I've kept hamsters on and off most of my life, and gerbils, this is really my first good experience as an adult having two of them here. And I gotta tell you, these are so much better than a hamster in certain ways. One, they're a lot cleaner. Hamsters kind of go to the bathroom wherever they feel like, even where they sleep. It's disgusting. In their wheel when they're running. These guys do not do that. I've never found any feces in that wheel since owning these guys. They literally do not go to the bathroom down in their burrows. I've never really find any accumulation of stool down there. It's always up in this bedding on this top floor, like a a toilet area. They come out if you go in there and call them. They're very nosy, inquisitive, curious little animals. They can be skittish, but if I go in there and call them, they'll come out. They hear you talking, they come out. Hamsters don't do that. Hamsters are nocturnal. My daughter didn't like the hamsters, but she actually enjoys these guys because you could see them. I mean, they sleep a lot. They're on and off. They're awake, they're asleep, they're awake, they're asleep. But mainly during the day, somewhat at night, but they're not really awake as much at nighttime as you see them awake moving around during the day. And that's a great thing, right? So what I do is this top of the enclosure, I go in there and I thoroughly use my, vacuum all that out with my shop vac, wipe it all down with water alcohol mixture, mild. Change, of course, their water and food is changed regularly. And I do that every 3 days. And then this whole bottom area where they dig all these elaborate tunnels and constantly change them around, I was told you really don't need to change it or in sections, but I'm allergic to furry animals, and the way that I am in general, I change this whole bottom piece out completely every 3 months, no matter what. And honestly, when I go in there and dump all this out to a large contractor bag, it's not that filthy. It doesn't really stink. I'm allergic to them. So, I would know right away, because the potency of gathering all the fur and everything would really bother me. There's no feces or anything that says I need to change it sooner than that. It's always really clean and doesn't really stink. They're not a smelly animal. They come from a dry, deserty area. They don't drink a whole lot of water, although I have a water bowl, of course, always supplying fresh water daily and plenty of food. You can't see it, but in here, there's huge pieces of cardboard. I give them all kinds of like those paper towel, tube rolls, and all kinds of chew toys, because they chew and they chew and they chew. They chew, if I didn't mention that. So they really love to chew. So you got to keep giving them all kinds of cardboard and just things to chew on. And that's kind of great, because I get Amazon packages, and what I do is I cut the clean parts out of the cardboard, and just don't give them areas with any like coloring dye stickers or labels and stuff like that, and just give them the cleanest parts of the cardboard and let them chew on that as well as here and there I buy toys made specifically for them to chew. But the way that they chew, to go out and get even a bundle of like $12 of a few toys, they chew it in minutes, and it's just not cost efficient at all. So right now, I don't know if you can tell, but right here, because it's dark, chocolate's there, and then there's a lighter one that my daughter, so it's chocolate and chip. So the lighter one is called chip, the darker one is chocolate. If I were to go in here and call them, they may or may not come up, but usually they will. I'll go do it and try, just to show you guys what I'm talking about. If you're not familiar anyway, if you're familiar with gerbils, then you know already. I made this enclosure, as you can tell, there's nothing special. Just offers way more room and presents a really big area for them to make burrows and dig around, which they love to do. See, this hamsters, you do this and a hamster could care less. They don't really come up. But these guys usually do with no problem, but they're kind of sleeping right now. Well, the one was. Chip. But if I do this, I guess that didn't work either. Maybe they know I got the camera rolling and they're like me. Thanks for watching the video. Looking forward to seeing what you guys got. I don't really have too many pets anymore. You know, just before my daughter was born, I kind of rehomed a lot of stuff to focus more on my daughter. And as my daughter got older, I started getting back into pets in the home. So currently, right now, all I have is these gerbils for my daughter and the Florida king snake and the 2 African bullfrogs. Well, there goes Chocolate. You can't really go in there and grab and pick them up like you can hamsters. They're fast. You wouldn't want them getting on the floor. And I've noticed that when they're okay and like with wanting to be held, they just kind of climb into your hand. But if they don't really want anything to do with being held, they kind of just walk away from you or show no interest in you in that aspect of like getting too close. But you can touch them. See how calm. Very, very smooth. It's hard to see because this isn't glass, but very smooth fur, silky, shiny. Thanks for watching the video.